Most people never start a business because they're convinced they don't have access to a good idea. They think they need to travel the world, have the right connections, or wait for the magical aha moment to strike. So let's actually test that theory. In this video, I'm kicking off a mini series where I'm going to build a SaaS completely in public. From absolute zero, no idea yet, no validation, nothing in the pipeline. And by the end of this video, I'll give you the exact ChatGPT prompt I used to generate these ideas. You can literally copy-paste it and have serious buildable SaaS concepts in under 15 minutes. Zero inspiration required. In my last video, I shared how I built a business after stumbling on a problem while traveling. And someone said, well, yeah, but you got to travel. Not everyone has that luxury. You know what? That's a completely fair point. Travel absolutely helps. You see different problems, talk to people outside your bubble, notice friction points you wouldn't otherwise catch. But here's the thing, it's not scalable. And honestly, it's not required. You don't need exposure to obscure markets. What you actually need is structure. And that's exactly what this series is about. Alright, so here's the ground rules for this whole thing. Whatever we build has to be capable of hitting between 5K to 10K in monthly recurring revenue, run on subscriptions, serve customers anywhere in the world, remotely of course, actually solve a real operational or financial pain point, not depend on AI as its core value prop, not get tangled up in regulatory nightmares, not require building a marketplace with liquidity problems, and be something I can realistically build solo in 1 to 4 weeks. No hype, no unicorn daydreams. Just something realistic that a solo founder like me can actually execute. Okay, step 1 is extracting the idea. Now, I use ChatGPT every single day. It knows my tech stack, what I'm good at, what I struggle with, and I could have just asked it to pull out from everything it knows about me. But not everyone's comfortable with that level of personalization, right? So instead, I crafted a really structured operator-level prompt. Crystal clear constraints, zero fluff, and no, oh, wouldn't this be cool? Nonsense. Just find me a global niche, make sure there's recurring revenue potential, target a real operational pain, and keep the tech simple. Because here's the secret, constraints are extremely powerful. Most people go to ChatGPT like, give me 10 SaaS ideas, and that's exactly how you end up with pure garbage. Instead, I forced it to think like someone who actually runs business-to-business operations. Pragmatic, grounded, focused on solving real problems. It came back with 6 ideas. Now, and this is critical, the first batch wasn't perfect. A couple touched banking integrations, some required dependencies I had zero interest in dealing with, and a few were in niches I just don't care about. So I went back and refined it. Still anything involving banking APIs, keep that niche entirely, and make it even simpler. And that's totally normal, by the way. Good ideas get shaped through iteration. They don't just appear fully formed like some divine revelation. After a few rounds, one idea really stood out. ClientAsset Vault. And the positioning just clicked immediately. This isn't a password manager. It's not a CRM. It's definitely not a project management. It answers one brutally simple question. Where the hell do we keep everything related to this client's systems? If you've ever run a small agency, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're juggling domain registrations, hosting accounts, analytics platforms, CMS logins, ad accounts across Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, email systems and SMTP configs, API keys scattered pretty much everywhere, and DNS settings that somehow always break at 2 in the morning. And when something inevitably breaks, you're burning 30 minutes to 2 hours digging through Slack threads, ancient Google Docs, email chains, and half a dozen password managers trying to find one stupid login. Team member leaves? Complete chaos. You have no idea what they had access to. Client asks for a comprehensive access audit? Full-blown panic mode. This isn't about convenience anymore. This is straight up risk management. An agency, well, they actually pay to reduce operational risk. That's what made this idea click for me. But before I write a single line of code, we need to validate this thing. Look, ChatGPT is fantastic at generating structured ideas. But when it comes to actual external validation, I lean more on Perplexity. So I grabbed the whole structured concept and dropped it into Perplexity Deep Research, and I set it to pull from both social and web sources. The questions I asked are these: is there actual market demand for this? What would need to change to make it work? Is this even worth building? Then I waited. This part really matters. If the research had come back weak or negative, I would have dropped it immediately. Zero hesitation, no emotional attachment to ideas. All in love with the process, not the product. So, what came back? Perplexity gave this an 8.5 out of 10 confidence score. And here's why that matters. First, the market demand is real and validated, not theoretical, real. Agencies are repeatedly complaining about this exact problem, wasting 30 to 120 minutes hunting for client credentials. The research found that 69% of companies are using personal password managers for work credentials. Nearly a third are using spreadsheets to manage privileged access. Spreadsheets! And when systems break or team members leave without proper handoff, companies are reporting losses around 50,000 euros. That's not a convenience problem. That's a real financial risk. Second, and this is huge, there is no direct competitor. 1Password? That's just a password storage. It doesn't map operational system per client. Notion? Slack? Sure, can document things manually, but there is no structure, no verification tracking, no systematic approach. Enterprise IAM tools like Okta or JumpCloud? Way too expensive and complex for small agencies. We're talking 2 to 10 euros per user per month, and that's a total overkill for a 5-person team. So there's a genuine white space here. Third, the timing is actually perfect. Compliance pressure is increasing across Europe, GDPR, NIS2, cyber insurance requirements. Companies need better documentation. Remote work is normalized, which means distributed teams need better visibility into who has access to what. And here's the kicker. Agency tech stacks have exploded by 40% since 2023. More tools means more complexity, which means more pain around this exact issue. But Perplexity didn't just say, go build it. It gave me 3 strategic modifications that would make this significantly stronger. Modification number 1, niche down. Instead of targeting generic small agencies, focus specifically on performance marketing agencies. Why? Because they have the clearest pain. They're managing 5 to 10 ad accounts per client across Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, TikTok. The problem is amplified for them. Lower customer acquisition cost, higher lifetime value, tighter community to tap into. Modification number 2, add a last verified feature to the MVP. This transforms the product from organized storage into compliance and risk management. You're not just storing credentials, you're actively tracking when someone last verified that this access still works, still exists, and is still properly documented. That single feature doubles the perceived value and justifies the premium pricing. Modification number 3, reposition the messaging. This isn't about convenience, it's about avoiding the 50,000 loss when your team member leaves without proper handoff. It's operational risk mitigation, not productivity. Risk. That shift in positioning completely changes how agencies perceive the value and what they're willing to pay. Now let's talk numbers for a second. The total addressable market, 50,000 to 100,000 performance marketing agencies globally. To hit 5,000 euros in monthly recurring revenue, I need about 80 to 90 customers. That's achievable in 12 to 18 months if I execute properly. Customer acquisition cost should be around 30 to 50 euros. These are tight communities with direct outreach potential. And because the lifetime value is high, we're looking at a 10 to 20 times lifetime value to customer acquisition ratio. That means that this is highly profitable if I can nail the positioning. So is this a guarantee of success? Definitely not. But it's a damn good starting point with real validation behind it. And honestly, that's all you need to move forward with confidence. If you take away just one thing from this episode, make it this. You don't need some genius breakthrough idea. You need a well-structured problem. So yeah, this is what we're building over the next few episodes. Next time, we'll break down the technical architecture, design the database structure, maybe, define the exact MVP scope, build out the landing page, and plan our initial outreach strategy. Then we're building this thing live using biela.dev, every single step, out in the open. And we'll see what happens. Alright, now for what I promised you. The exact ChatGPT prompt I used to generate these ideas. Here it is, word for word. If you want to run this yourself right now, just open ChatGPT and paste this whole thing in. You are a senior B2B micro SaaS strategist specialized in lean solo founder execution. Generate 6 SaaS ideas under these constraints. Global remote customers, 5K to 10K MRR potential, recurring subscription, no AI as core functionality, buildable solo in 1 to 4 weeks, solves operational or financial pain, no regulatory complexity, no marketplaces, avoid saturated categories. For each idea, include target niche, clear operational pain, current broken alternative, why this niche pays, what is excluded, validation plan, path to first 10 users, rough math to 5K MRR. Then refine it. Seriously, cut out niches that don't interest you. Strip away unnecessary complexity. Tighten up those constraints. Do this tonight. You don't need to write any code. You don't need some elaborate setup. Just structured idea extraction. That's your 15-minute action right here. Next video, we start actually building. Maybe this turns into a real business, or maybe it's just another learning experiment. Either way, you're going to see the whole process, unfiltered. Episode 2 drops next.